Welcome to the Radio Show ATL, the fallout where we discuss trending topics of the day in quick bursts. For this and more long-form content, make sure you like and subscribe. Things happen, and then there's the fallout. Hey guys, welcome to the fallout. And 16, how are you tonight?
Hey, hanging in. I got a feeling that we got a lot to discuss in a short period of time.
We do. So, speaking of falling out, which is why we decided to jump on and do this really quick, is have you heard about like Jada Pinkett and Will Smith apparently being separated for about the last 7 years? What do you think about that? I mean, did you get an inkling of that, or are you shocked, or what's your perspective?
Yeah, in situations like this, normally I try to, distance myself from people's personal stuff, but this one has just been so in your face that you can't avoid it, even if that's something that you're looking to. Was I shocked by it? Yeah, I would say I was shocked by it because that's not something you expect to hear, especially with the way that Will has been riding so hard for her. And when I say riding so hard, I mean, the situation with Chris Rock. So yeah, it's definitely shocking to find something like that about, and then to have it be brought out. So I guess, I don't know, the timing of it is just kind of, curious to me. But yeah, I was definitely shocked.
I wasn't shocked though. You know why?
Why's that?
I don't know if you remember a couple of years ago when they first kind of started the table talk, and Will had just got on social media, and he wasn't on social media, and it was a huge thing, and he was doing all of these adventurous things. And one of the things that he was kind of talking about in one of his interviews is how there's a lot of times where he just, even after he's not shooting a movie or anything, like he just likes to go on these vacations and adventures by himself. And I'm just sitting here, and that just kind of was a flag to me, because it's like, you're doing movies for XYZ amount of months at a time. Like most people say, I can't wait to get home to my family. But instead of saying, I can't wait to get home to my family, one of the things he did was say, he has been spending all this time like going on all these adventures around the world. Now, on one hand, that's amazing, but on the back hand, I'm like, okay, you're finding every reason not to be home with this lady.
Yeah. When you put it like that, it makes it seem like it's actually kind of sad a little bit. That you're supposed to be going back to your place of peace with the person who is your peace, and then that's not the case. And I don't know. It's something uncomfortable about it, as far as peeking into the curtain. But I feel like we're not really peeking in. I feel like Jada is letting the public deeper into their relationship, and it's actually hurt. Will's the breadwinner. He's still doing movies. He's out there, and I don't know. It just makes him look a certain way that he probably wouldn't want portrayed out there or projected out there. It's just, I don't understand what's the point of talking about that with other people other than your spouse, because we could have been like, okay, not knowing they've been separated for the last, they said 2016, so what, 7 years at this point?
Yeah, I think when it's in Hollywood, so what I'm thinking is this. I'm thinking that Jada is always in control of the narrative of her life and Will's life, and I really think that something may come out later, and they don't want it to appear like a cheating scandal, if that makes sense. So maybe someone's partnered with someone that they're probably going to be seen with, where it can be interpreted as maybe someone's having an affair or something. And maybe she's trying to get ahead of it and just say, hey, we've been separated. We're not going to get divorced. So if you see someone moving differently, it's not going to be a super shock to people because they understand their arrangement.
Well, could it also just be... Okay, Diva, we've been pretty diplomatic here, but can we just, nobody I can't say there's anybody else out there who had a bigger crush on Jada Pinkett as a youngster than I did. Seeing her in movies, but when she was on A Different World playing Lena, I was there for all of it.
Yeah,
and then to turn around and find out who you thought, this was this homegirl, you could kick with, and to find out that she's really like toxic. Like if you're separated from your spouse, like the situation that happened with Chris Rock, where she's giving Will the eye like he needs to go handle something when they're separated. I don't know if it's legal or whatever. I didn't dig that deep, but the fact that they're not on those terms, but then at the same time, you want him to move in and protect you in that way. I mean, you can't have it both ways. You can't shun me in certain ways and then have me be around for the other half of it. Like,
yes, you can.
But that's some nonsense.
No, I mean, okay. First of all, think about it. Jada's family, that's his wife, right? That's the mother of his kids. So there's always a particular level of respect, right? Let's say you have a brother, right? I have a brother. Even if we're at odds with each other, does it give anyone in the street the right to disrespect them? Absolutely not. You're going to catch these fists, right?
Yeah, but... I get your point of where you're coming from, where you have issues with family, but at the same time you don't want anybody to cross that line with them. But I'm just saying it's real. I don't know. It's some ego involved in that. Where I mean, I saw your face when I said toxic. Like, you don't believe that this behavior is toxic, just a little bit.
I don't think the behavior is toxic, and I'll tell you why. Celebrities live by a completely different set of rules than regular people. And they're also extremely, extremely wealthy. So not only do they have a set of rules for being a celebrity, they have a whole different set of rules for being very, very wealthy. This is very common practice among extremely wealthy people. It's just that they're scrutinized as celebrities, so they're going to have to come out and explain themselves, whereas people who are wealthy and just kind of low key, they never say anything to anyone. There's a lot of wealthy people who, for business purposes, will never divorce. They'll lose money that way. It'll cost a lot of money. They can just quietly live separate lives and maintain their assets together, and none will be the wiser. Their brand is stronger together than it is separate. So it's a business move, in my opinion, not to divorce.
Is it really that strong together? Because look at how we look at them.
You never listen. Look at the way no one ever says their names separately. Pretty much. Yeah, anytime you refer to one, is both, not one. It's Will and
Jada. What is it tied to now? But what is it tied to? Like, if I asked you that question in 1999, you'd be like, "Well, Will and Jada, that's like a couple." That's like couples goals right there. But when you talk about that now, is that really a goal? I mean, she literally brought that man on her show and had him broken down because she is admitting, that she had I don't even want to use the word because it's just so damn dumb. She was with somebody else while she was married, and he's having to deal with the hurt because obviously he was hurt about it. And all I'm saying is that all this does is it doesn't help their relationship. All it does is hurt their relationship. It's making Chris Rock, somebody who made a joke that he never should have made because the G.I. Jane joke was lame as hell, that nobody knew what he was talking about. And it makes him right, even though he was unfunny and he probably shouldn't have told the joke. And he got slapped for it. It all should have never happened. It should have never been.
I mean, in today's society where people have relationships on their own terms, I mean, they're married and they're choosing to separate, but not divorce. You got people out here having thruples and being poly and, having a wife and a mistress and a girlfriend. So it's kind of like, I mean, that's America now. Like, there isn't like a typical traditional marriage. It's no longer what a lot of people are striving for.
So what's the point then? People, again, I mentioned, their relationship goals, couple goals, stuff like that. What is the point? I understand she's selling a book, but on her own, with the things that she's accomplished on her own, Jada Pinkett Smith's story is interesting on its own. It doesn't need the salacious details of how her and Will Smith's marriage is potentially dysfunctional. That's their business. But units.
But her point of view is this: her being honest is her brand. Her being transparent about their marriage, that is her brand of her being authentic about her life, and that is selling because people want to know. She got a whole show about it. So it is how she's going to make money, talking about her own story. That's hers, and she can sell it if she wants to. Please believe he's on board with whatever she's doing. She's already made that clear in the past that whatever's coming out, he knows, and they've already agreed on what she can say and what she can't say. It's no different than if someone decides to go on a reality show and put their business out there. I mean, I think what she's trying to do is, like you said, everyone has made this relationship couples goals. People have a false sense of what marriage is already, all the glorified stuff. So I think she's just taking an opportunity to just be transparent about the reality of her marriage, the fact that everybody thought they were the perfect couple and they're not. And so if her being honest and her telling her story is that's what's going to make her money, then that's what she's going to do. I mean, it would come out in a tabloid and somebody else is going to make money off of it, obviously.
But what about how this makes, obviously this is not something that Will is happy about, and I'm not advocating. I don't know, we don't know Will Smith, we don't know Jada, but I'm just saying, how is that productive where you're separated from your spouse? How is this gonna help improve things? Because it makes it come across like she don't really care about what he feels like. And I don't know what their relationship is behind closed doors, but you don't hear a lot of him. People always bring up these rumors about what they heard about what he does and all that. But we know with her is absolute proof because she said it. She said it on her show. She said it in other places. So it doesn't feel like the feelings are reciprocated.
It feels like, I mean, but you got to really think about it. How many men are out here really verbalizing what happens in their relationships? That's a girl thing. That's something women do. Men are often quiet about what's going on in relationships. They'll say just enough, but most men don't say too much because technically they'll be easily vilified anyway. So we have no idea. Will is admitted to doing his own thing. So just we don't know exactly what that is. She's just the person who's being vocal about what she's doing. I definitely don't think that the issues in the marriage is just all her. I think it's a combination of things. I just think that she's more vocal than him.
I don't know. It just feels like she's pulling the weight of drama in this. Again,
she's just being honest about it. I mean, most people hide it. I mean, look at what Kevin Hart did. Kevin Hart got caught cheating on his wife. Kevin Hart made a whole documentary about it on Netflix and got paid. What's the difference?
The difference is I don't know how much you cared. Did you really care about Kevin and Tori Hart? You didn't. You did. They weren't an it couple that you grew up with.
It wasn't Kevin Hart and Tori Hart. It was his new wife.
What? It's too much of this to keep up with. So he's cheating on the new wife too?
Well, there was the whole scandal where he got caught cheating on his current wife. And it was a whole thing where he said that he got set up where someone was videotaping him in his room. And I think her name is Nico. And she was pregnant at the time, I believe.
Oh, see, that just show you how much I knew about that. But I would say in either case, whether it was his first wife, whatever wife, you don't hear them talked about in the way like, Will and Jada were revered. No, I mean, I'm saying, this is what I'm saying. The couple was revered. They've been around. We grew up seeing them together. They've been together since the late 90s.
True. I think that's the issue is that, and I think that's why she's saying something is because people are completely nostalgic about what they thought their marriage was because they've had issues the entire time.
I mean, I don't even keep up with this stuff, but I'm able to know that I've heard Jada say that she didn't even want to get married in the first place. It's like, why? What is the point of speaking about this? All it does is hurtful. And it doesn't serve any. What purpose does it serve to even say that? They've been legally married for like 25, 26 years.
It serves a purpose because, okay, you're happily married, okay? It serves a purpose because that is exactly how a large percentage of people who are married feel. And the reason why that resonates so much with people, or the things that she talks about resonates a lot with people, and why it trends and why people buy her books and why people watch her show, is that, believe it or not, a large percentage of people identify with exactly what she's saying. And a large percentage of people have done the same things in their relationships.
Okay. So in this situation,
Yeah.
if we were kind of, I guess, focus on what this could mean or what this means, would you be willing to budge a little bit and say, you know what, Jada Pinkett Smith, yeah, she might be a little toxic? Would you say yes or no?
I don't think she's toxic.
You don't.
No.
You don't.
I don't think she's toxic. I think that she was in a marriage that she wasn't 100% in, and she started doing what a lot of people do, is trying to find happiness inside of a marriage, but not with the person that she was married to. I don't think it's toxic. I just think that it was confusing. I feel like toxic is just doing stuff on purpose and just completing the cycle.
She's doing stuff on purpose. Like, why is this even? I guess the point I'm making is that a lot of this stuff that we know does not have to be public knowledge. That she was with somebody else.
I think that's what your issue is. You're a private person that doesn't understand why she would make these things public. But what I'm saying is that she's not the only person who makes her personal life public and makes money off of it. There's no difference.
How much more make money off of it? How much money do they need? Will Smith, every movie that he makes $200-300 million or more. What else?
Well, this is what she does. This is her brand. This is her business.
Got it. So her brand is being toxic because they know movies popping. Name a movie she's done in the last 5 years.
She stopped doing movies a long time ago. Will barely does any movies.
Did she stop doing movies, or did movies stop calling? Because this is ridiculous. Like,
what would you prefer her be doing? Like, why does it bother you so much that she wants to talk about her life? Because would you be saying this if it was like TMZ calling her out for something? Or
it doesn't. I'm the wrong person to ask that, because it doesn't bother me like that, because I don't lose sleep behind them saying it. I'm just speaking from an aspect of, why is it necessary to even talk about this stuff in the first place?
So you didn't watch her table talk and you haven't really watched some stuff she does. Her whole reason for being transparent is to help other people who are going through the same stuff. It's that simple, Like, her daughter talked about potentially wanting to not be here anymore. She's talked about, her health issues. She's talked about a lot of stuff, and it resonated with a lot of people because they're going through the same stuff.
I don't know. I guess this is one of these things where, especially in what we're doing, is that for some people, attention may be everything, no matter what the outcome is. I'm just saying that if it's that deep where you see that it's hurtful towards your spouse, because clearly Will is emotional about it. I know some people don't have sympathy for it.
I mean, he's emotional, but he wasn't opposed to her doing it.
I mean, he decked a guy on national television, worldwide television,
for saying something rude. I mean, like, who would?
Right, behind a woman who acts like she really don't care about him that much. I guess that's the point I'm getting at. He went that route for somebody who her actions say that. How much does she really care? Like,
but you're saying that her actions say she doesn't care only because he's not talking about his part.
I can only go off of all I'm hearing from about this is from her. That's all I could go off of.
I mean, I guess you have to read the book to see what happened, what he did, huh?
Well, hold your breath on that one, because I'm probably not going to read that.
So, I mean, long story short, I mean, they're going to be another wealthy couple who decides to not split up. She said in the article with People Magazine that that they're going to stay together. And that she picked this opportunity to be transparent about it. So if you want to read more about it, you can look at the People or people.com and find out what else she has to say about it. But yeah, I wasn't shocked, and 16 was. So, I mean, if you guys are shocked by this, leave a comment down in the comment section. Let us know, or send us an email, send us a note. Yeah,
you can text us 678-800-1677, or you could send an email, like Diva said, the radio show inbox at gmail.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Well, guys, if you love content like this and you want to share your opinion with us, feel free to follow us on YouTube for more clips just like this at the Radio Show ATL.